let's take a quick look at how the garden's doing. This is the middle of June, and I'm getting a few strawberries because husband had to build me a place to keep the mice and slugs and voles out. So here's our main orchard, and John's got the little electric fence ready to go when the plum tree there, that's a methley plum, decides to produce, because the coons come up, they break the branches. So that was a plum, lots of apple. We've got a zillion different kinds, some for cider and some for eating. And he's got walnuts over there. That's a big walnut tree my mom planted the year I was born. Here's peaches, little yummy peaches. It's a frost peach, so it grows up here without getting that peach curl, but every once in a while they die, so he lets the babies right here grow, and then if this guy dies, then we got a replacement. But getting some peaches this year, and last year I got enough I could can them. We got 3 figs and more Jessica beans. These are all Jessica beans to there. Intermixed with the sunflowers, because I sell sunflowers down at the gate. Here's the blue corn with sunflowers and more beans. And there is the rhubarb that is done. Let's walk up here. I want to show you this cage. Well, I'm not showing you the cage, but we cordoned it off from the, let's go this way, from the birds, because the tayberries are coming. Tayberries are a cross between raspberry and blackberry, so these have stickers on them, but oh my gosh, they are as soft like a raspberry, but a little more punch, well, a little more probably sweetness that the blackberry has. And oh man, it makes the best jam. So we're having a really good crop this year. Last year was terrible, so it's gonna be jam this year. Oh, and dill, it just comes up now. And beans, those are more John beans for Jessica. Oh, here's the cilantro growing, but it's already going to seed. And here's another one going to seed. Darn it, so I better make some tortilla soup tonight. How about that? Let's have tortilla soup tonight. And quick use while I've got it, because I don't like buying it. Oh, and here, I walked right by them. I forgot to show you my onions. These are my red ones. And then I've got the yellow kind. They're not doing so good. I pulled up some because they just popped out of the ground. And they weren't so hot. And one of them was starting to rot. And I'm like, what's the deal? I mean, this is all, they're supposed to make big bulbs. Husband says he's watering, so I don't know. There's from the raspberries, dahlias, vegetables. Mess. But it's a mess that you can eat. Works. And this is the asparagus gone to seed, which is fine, letting it go to its roots, but it's only one plant, so I never get anything to eat. And the raspberries are starting. You can see some reds coming. Not quite ready, but almost. Let's swing you around. There are beans and the dahlias coming up. This dahlia is probably going to bloom first. It's getting the little ends, but I don't see any bulb bloom thingies. There is the garlic. And so dahlias, rogue potatoes, and mint. This is really good in lemonade and iced tea. And here come the lilies that I just got at Costco. Here are the peas. Look, and if you hold it against the light, you can see how big they are. They're not very big inside, but it's starting to fatten up instead of, well, see, here's a fat one, and here's a skinny one. So let's see what the seeds look like. So they're just infants. And this one I can't get up in the light, but it's ready to eat. Yum. Just by walking around in the garden. Let's see, the arugula has gone to seed. Boy, arugula, cilantro, and basil go fast. And this summer, spring, is like 3 weeks early. So here's the lettuce. It's not bolted yet. a couple of broccolis along with lettuce because I had to replant the row and I didn't know where I had what, and spinach. So we're having spinach tonight. We had it last night. And this, I think, is yellow crookneck, and it gets so hot now that some of the leaves turn yellow. And then I planted these potatoes. I've got fingerlings and yellow, the Yukon Golds, and what's the other one? White russet. And then there's beans, and there's peas. John planted more peas. We saved the seed, and then we just keep growing peas. And there's his corn way up there, and that's the blue corn or the brown corn. Well, it's more blue than brown. Anyway, it's dark. And tomatillos never go away. They're everywhere. Let's see. So at my feet are French beans. I like those little skinny guys. I got into liking those because they were always served at weddings that I was working at. And nasturtiums, and they're blooming already. I better pick some in the house. And then everywhere just sunflowers come up. I do plant some, but here's my corn. I had 6 rows, but John had to transplant for me because they did not come up. So he transplanted, so I have 3 good rows, and they'll pollinate each other. Otherwise, if they're too far apart, they don't pollinate, you don't get any corn. Catnip is everywhere. Anybody wants some catnip? He trimmed the leaves on those sunflowers so they won't shade the corn. But these sunflowers over here I planted, and the tomatillos are in bloom. Cripes, what am I gonna do? They're everywhere. I need to get down here and work. So after I'm finished filming, I'm gonna work in the garden for a while. Here are 2 pepper plants. I got a red pepper and a green pepper, and tomatoes. And I should pull out this oregano because we're gonna pull out this. Oh no, that doesn't pull when you're standing up with a sore back. But anyway, that's arugula. And I'm going to prune hard my tomatoes this year. Maybe I will actually get tomatoes. Here's celery. And I didn't separate it too much when it was infant going in, so the stalks are going to be thinner, but so what, at least I get them. And, there's a squash. Did I plant that? I don't remember. I might have. So it's not getting pulled up. Then here's 2 basils, and look, it's already going to seed. Shoot, I just started to harvest it. In fact, last night I had lemonade with basil in it. Somebody gave us some oak trees, bok choy, whatever. It's all gone to seed. But the bees, the honeybees, somebody's honeybees, are coming over and enjoying them. Oh, so here is the orchard, the baby orchard, and look, we're getting apples. And John remembers, oh, it's heavy already, this whole branch. So there's the baby orchard. Oh, here I have, I think they're delicat. No. Yeah, I think these are delicatas, these squash. And here are the tomatillos. And yes, I make a verde sauce, keep it in the freezer, and then when I want green enchiladas or whatever, it's real easy to do. And these are supposed to be Cinderella pumpkins. Now, these guys are doing good. These guys are little, so... I froze the raspberries on a cookie sheet. This one has Silpat, but this one had wax paper. But anyway, you freeze them on a tray and then you put them in a freezer bag, and you can take out as many as you want. Jessica wanted me to freeze a bunch of raspberries so she can bake this summer and make coulis and all kinds of fillings for cakes and things. And I asked her if she wanted me to make it into a glob, and she said no, this way it would be easier to take out and thaw what she wanted rather than a big bag of solid berries. Anyway, this is how I freeze my raspberries and berries. This is the 3rd bag that I've done of raspberries. So you bring the peas to a boil, and then you cool them off in water. I've got another water over there. There's some more peas to go in. So, and then I put them in little baggies, little Ziploc sandwich bags, and freeze them. So, scoop Now, cool. Yummy peas in the dead of winter. And they taste so nice and fresh. I love peas. I think I like peas better than I like corn even. And then I get all these guys out, bring the water to a boil again, the next batch of peas in. So, this water's hot probably, but I have to move on. Let's see, scoot it away from the heat, get the lid, turn that back up to about number 6. Here's the next peas. Yep, that water's hot. And we're having a drought, so you know what my trick is? I let this water cool off and then I pour it on my plants outside, or potted plants, and guess what? They love vegetable water. My girlfriend said it made her plants get way bigger, and you can tell some of her plants that were planted at the same time are smaller than the ones she's been feeding the vegetable water to. Isn't that funny? Yes, we have to reuse our stuff. All the vitamins are going to those plants anyway. So, this water's kind of hot. How am I going to do that? I want this water to cool off so I can pour it on my plants, but I want to put some more cold water in there so that I can cool off the next batch of peas. Look how full it's getting. I think I can get all these in there, but the water's getting to the top. Okay, I'm going to turn this off so I can get the last bit out. So here's the last of them, 6 bags. And I put 3 spoonfuls of that size spoon. And let's see if I can just hang you on my tummy here and show you how I push out all the air, seal it, and then lay it flat like that. And then I freeze them flat. And then after they're frozen, you know, they hold together and I can just put them whatever. So let me finish up these eggs. And I will take them to the freezer now. So, lighting sucks in here, but here's my freezer. See, there's some that are starting to get cold. I've got tayberries here and raspberries underneath. Gotta make sure these guys lay flat when they first go in, or then you don't get the right shape. But let's see. And then I freeze peppers, and I can use those when I want. Here's jams that I've made, tayberry and raspberry, and then I keep nuts and stuff in here. This daggone thing's so full, I need to defrost it and clean. So all I have left is to clean up my mess. So, happy summer!